It's Kristine's What Is It Like?
Then you really might know what it's like.
As a domestic violence crisis centre champion, this is something that you've been exposed to more recently than most of us ever will.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a role that I'm extremely passionate about. I'm passionate about continuing to talk about domestic violence and what's happening behind closed doors in Canberra, and hence why we're doing our latest What Is It Like around. What is it like to be the victim of domestic violence? And I get to meet beautiful women like Jazz almost every day. And I sat with her over a cuppa, and I loved the analogy that she used when she talked about her toxic relationship that she was previously in. She used this analogy about a frog in water. She said, you know, if you put a frog into boiling water, it's going to jump out. But if you put a frog into cold water and bring it to the boil, it doesn't move. And that's what her relationship was like. Her partner did abuse her, both emotionally and physically. He hit her, he isolated her, he eroded her confidence. The bruises have healed, but the scars remain, and she has moved on. But these scars from this diabolical relationship remain.
I'm on a really high dose of medication, and I see psychologists when I need to. There are times when I need to take time off work. I hate confrontation, and, you know, I just can't cope with it at all. There are things, you know, I don't like going to certain places for fear of running into him, so I steer clear of the other side of town. It's that, then there's the little things, you know. The hardest thing for me was when I told my mum, and it upsets me all the time because I remember telling her about it, because I attempted to take my life and ended up in hospital, and then obviously damaged myself, and I had to tell Mum because she was the one that took me to hospital, and telling her the whole history from the two relationships, and just seeing the hurt and she feels that she failed me as a mum, which is so not what happened at all. So she takes the blame now, and that irritates me and that upsets me. And people I don't think understand the domino effect that it has. You know, my mum and dad have to live with knowing that they could have helped but they didn't know. My husband now has to deal with all my little things that, you know, I don't like the radio in the car. I don't like crowds. I'll freak out in crowds. If I'm not well, I can't remember anything. You know, I can go to the shops, which are only 100 metres away, 4 or 5 times before I remember what I went for. It's just all those sorts of things, I guess. But the worst one is definitely the effect I know it had on my mum.